G'day and welcome to APS 101 Import for the animated prim system brought to you by zED. So what I'll be going over in this video is the import feature that you have with the APS that allows you to take objects you may have animated with other systems and import them to the APS for conversion into full permission scripts. Or even if you just want to edit an old APS setup and redump the scripts, you can do that as well. So you'll see here I've got the box that I set up in the demonstration video, and I'm actually going to re-import the animation I created in that as a demonstration. So you'll see if I edit the box here, I've got the frame script and the trigger script in there from the demonstration, and just to show you that it's the same one, I'm just going to touch it real quick there and you'll see that it animates. Okay, now before I begin, I'm actually going to, depending on what you're using, what you're importing will depend on whether you do this, but for the APS I'm going to remove the trigger script there, so I'm just going to delete that, but I need the frame scripts obviously. Okay, now to continue, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in my inventory and I need to reset it up like I would have for any other prim, any other object that I was animating from scratch for import as well. So I'm going to take my main script and I'm actually going to take my playback script as well, because I want to show you after I've re-imported it that it was successful and that it works. So I'm going to take them and put them into the root prim. Okay, and then I am going to, obviously to get the import menu I need the import script, and this basically plugs it in. So I'm going to take the APS import script and put that into the root prim as well. Now before I can actually import and record successfully, I need the link script in all the prims that are animated. So I will need to go into edit link parts. Now you can do this automatically, obviously, like is explained in the distribute video, and instructions in more depth obviously. So, but because I've only just got the one prim here like in the demonstration, I'm just going to take the APS link script and put it in there manually. Okay, and then I can close them down. Alright, now you need the number of link scripts in each prim that to cater for the number of frames you're going to want to import. Obviously I only need one because it will only be the 8 frames plus the 0 frame. So now when I touch it there, I'll get the menu up and you'll see I've got an import button, no frames recorded, so that's a good thing, and I'm going to go import. Okay, and you'll get a dialog and it asks you to select the animation type you're importing. So basically the system that you created the object with, what one did you use, and that's what it's asking. Now depending on what one you choose, what one you're importing from, will depend on the following questions it will ask to know how it's got to import, such as like keywords or animation names, how many frames that you have importing and such. And so because I'm animating from the APS, now first obviously I can do the APS, I can re-import old APS setups if I want to re-edit them. So you have something you did a while ago and you go, oh, I'd like to edit this, change it up, make it better, add some frames, edit that one, or what have you, you can. Or with any other system too. Current systems it supports is zPup, zFire Prim Animator, which to my understanding is no longer available and no longer works, I believe. But also Prim Puppeteer, it imports from both the free and the vendor edition setups. Primator and VS Prim Animator, those are the current systems it can import animations from and convert into full permission scripts. If there are any others I can add in the future, I will do so. So because I'm importing from an old APS, I'm just going to go into my APS here. Now as I said, depending on what you choose will depend on the questions it asks. For the APS it needs the animation name. Now if you remember in the demonstration video I set the animation name as bounce, So I need to put that in there, and it's case sensitive, so I need to make sure I get it in there the same. So bounce, and I can submit that. Alright, now ask me, do I want to import all the frames, part of the frames, or certain frames like custom frames. So if I wanted to do frame 1, 5 and 7, I could go to custom, but I'm just going to do them all. Okay, so now it asks me to enter the number of frames, so that would be 8, because 0 through to 8, so I just put 8. So essentially when it asks you for the number of frames, it's asking you for the last frame number. So what number was the last frame? So go 8, and I submit that. Then I'll ask, do you want to import it ascending or descending, so from beginning to end, or do you want to do it in reverse from end to beginning? I'm just going to do ascending. Then you'll get a menu where you can start when you're ready. Okay, now once you've started, if you realize that you've made a mistake, like say you put in the wrong animation name or the wrong keyword, or you've set something wrong and you notice that it's not animating like it was supposed to, because what essentially the import does is that it will activate those frames, it will play them and then import them as it plays them automatically until the animation is finished. So if you notice that it's not animating, then you may have put in the wrong keyword or what have you, and what you would do is then type /666 stop in local chat and enter that, and it would cancel the import and remove the frames that it had already recorded. So you'll see now that once I start this, it's going to animate and record, and we'll do that. And as you see, it's doing it all automatically, going through the frames and recording them. Once the import is complete, it'll give you back the main menu. Now you'll notice the import button is gone, and the reason for that is that once it's finished importing, it will remove the import script from your root prim as you no longer need it. Now obviously if you want to go back to import again after a successful import, you can just put the import script back into the root prim and you'll get the button again and can continue. Alright, so then you can obviously then finalize and dump your full perm scripts, but to show you that that actually worked, I'm going to go into playback here, and you'll notice now that if I scroll through, all the frames were recorded successfully into the APS again. Alright, and let's just loop that through and you'll see it play. There you go. Alright, so that is the import feature of the APS. It should come in pretty handy, depending on what you're doing. At any rate, even if you don't have any of the other systems that you want to import from, it's a great feature to be able to import old APS to if you want to make any changes to them. So I hope you enjoy that feature, and thanks for watching.